That's right, the new Superman. His name is John Kent. He's a child of Clark Kent and Lois Lane. He's fallen for another male character in the DC comics. And let's just be real, coming out gives all of us in the LGBTQ community our very own superpower.
AKA Padders, thank you for joining me. Here we go. I've been waiting. I've had these for like well over a week. Superman Kal-El. These are the issues. This is what modern day comics is all about. This is modern day comic book fandom. This is the toxic comic book fans. This is the SJW, Marvel, and DC movement. This is one side of Twitter versus the other side of Twitter. This is what gets all the articles, it gets all the heat, it gets all the attention, both of these comics. And most people, the people of the real world people, they don't know anything about this stuff, nor do they care. Because for them, there's a, look, right on the back of this, there's one Superman. There's one. And then there's the rest of this sphere that does nothing but argue and clash and fight over the meaning of Superman. What is a Superman? What is he? Is he Kal-El? Is he Jor-El? Is he Nor-El? Is he Norad? We don't know. But these issues, let's just call it, bear with me, let's just call this a movement. This movement threatens every single icon. Some of them, 60, 70, 80 years in the making. And they dismantle it. For what? Well, if it's for good content, sure, rip it down. Let it be good. Rip it down. Let it be good. But if you're ripping it down and you're not making it good, and we have, dare I say, politics, ideologies. When we have other components getting into the stories that aren't story related, things get confusing, things get weird, and we don't really know what's happening. Just from like a readership standpoint, we all know what's happening because it's hard to dissect the intent, and so much of this, movies, comic books, video games, cartoons, Tom and Jerry, the list goes on. So much of that is gauged against intent. Intent is a side of criticism and review I don't see enough of.
And we'll be addressing modern day issues like
the climate crisis, like refugees. John in the last issue has just been arrested attending a protest.
And DC went all in on Son of Kal-El. Now you might say, what the hell's a Kal-El? Well, Kal-El is the son of Jor-El. These are the Kryptonian names of the original, we have to call it that now, the original Superman, his father, and this right here is his son, John. Okay? Now John, up until like a year ago, comic book wise, was like a little kid. He was a freaking kid. Now, I don't know how Lois even gave birth. I mean, anyway, but I guess we saw that in Superman Returns. So I guess retroactively, we can all admire that movie finally. I mean, outside of some of the people who made that movie, because that gets a little bit weird. I think it's time we hit the drawing table. Let's have a look at Son of Kal-El, Superman Son of Kal-El, issues 5 and 10. Yeah, we're skipping issues because comics, even if they're a part of a longer narrative, a crossover, a storyline, a this and a that, should relatively stand on its own.
Going to get some backlash for this, but the key for me isn't the people that are upset. It's for the people that are welcomed in by this, that say today, you know, this is more powerful than a locomotive. That this is literally the most powerful superhero in comics. And one of the best known all around the world is now bisexual.
That's all I had to say?
Covering the opening of the Argos City Museum of Modern Art? Hobnobbing with all the movers and shakers?
People, here we go. So, I'm confused. I didn't realize this. I'm confused. $5 DC Pride Month. 5 months later, $4 non-DC Pride Month. The only difference between these two controversial, highly ordered, well-publicized issues is the cardstock. Cardstock cover for $5, regular cover for $4. Now look, you have to understand, this cover here isn't the proper cover. The thing to understand about modern comics is there's now just endless comic book covers. Some of them have logos, some of them don't have logos, some of them are about the story, some of them have nothing to do with the story. A lot of times with these special covers, characters that don't exist or have anything to do with the inside material or are in the cover, they're like special edition sets. But this is confusing. And I'm thinking the $5 spike could have been because they knew they were going to get a pop from the announcement that Son of Kal-El, John, was going to get a little bit of a kiss in this issue. And cool, like, let's just see. Let's hope that this story takes off, pun intended. And essentially, we have almost like a new trope emerging when it comes to like modern Superman comics or modern depictions of comics. It's usually like a montage of him just saving people endlessly. This is a new superpowered being guy. He saves him, zero explanation. Gives him to the Flash. His powers are activated by stress. I don't know why you would give him to the Flash. But anyway, that's comics. That's why reading comics is fun. So, we get zero setup. We just know that Superman, or John, he's getting a little bit of an onslaught of his senses. And he's breaking down slowly because, you know, like, he's hearing all the screams for help and all these other things. Superman here transports an entire hospital, saves more people, has a little bit of a freak out, goes to see his friend. His friend here can phase through walls, always a cool power. And then his friend puts on, like, noise-canceling headphones so he can fall asleep and get a little bit of rest. Now, here's the funny thing. If you're dying from exhaustion because you can hear all the screams for help, can't you hear through the noise-canceling headphones? And then, boom, we get the kiss. Look, wonderfully drawn. I mean, the art for this is fantastic. I really dig these proportions. I don't know why. These proportions here just scream adolescence. And then, boom. We're shooting off. He doesn't have a cape. Showdown. We don't know what the showdown is for. Not a lot of incentive to crave the next issue. Moving on. This is the other big issue. This is where Lois Lane and John have their moment of coming out. And Lois is like, well, we'll see what Lois is. So we have this setup here. There's some type of news agency. They keep monitoring all the news that Superman's going through. Now, Superman did something wrong between 5 and 10. The world doesn't like him. They think he, I guess, murdered people. We have Lex Luthor here. We're going to cut real quick, and because basically Lex Luthor's speech in these pages is no different than the speech he gives in the porn parody of Superman. Let's just cut to some of that. Okay, and we're back, and then, like, Superman has this spire. This is Dick Grayson, Nightwing. We got Oracle here. This is the reason why we just don't like modern comics, because it's of zero consequence. Superman is going through hell just through, like, a public relations standpoint. The world thinks he's a murderer. And it's just so lighthearted, and there's zero gravity or weight to what's happening with Superman. Now, we have Lois here confronting Lex Luthor, And we don't know exactly what she's alluding to. She has the lasso of truth. This dude, who he thinks is superpowered, stops her. And then Superman stops the guy stopping Lois Lane. And then we find out that the lasso of truth was just a bluff. It was a fake, which I'm not sure how people would already know that. And then we have this. He goes, hey, Mom, I'm gay. I love this dude. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm not stupid. This is a very Spider-Man Aunt May, when they retconned that Aunt May always knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. I think that was issue 340 for Amazing. You know, still a good Hulk, whatever. But they love each other. And then we have the intro of the Dark Knight. I just really feel like they could have done this with another character. Like, boost up another character. He gets his membership for the Justice League. He's like, you, pink-haired kid, you're not a part of the Justice League. You're not coming. And then he goes, hey, you cannot trust Jay Nakamura. You cannot trust Jay Nakamura. Pretty good ending here. This does make you want to read the next issue. This is what comics are all about, this type of panel. But at the but the journey there, not worth $4. Issue 5, not worth $5. All right, kids, let's go.
Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na.